Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video I would like to dedicate to reviewing Le Beige collection from Chanel. This is the part 2 of my order, and if you're interested to see how did that go, then carry on watching. From the thumbnail you could tell that we are going to be talking about these two products, and we're going to be talking about the palette, warm palette from Le Beige, and I did pick up this Pearly Glow Le Beige highlighter. All of the products that I'm going to be featuring in my video were purchased on chanel.com, and first of all, this Pearly Glow highlighter retails for $48 plus tax. And it comes with I think they had two. I don't remember the name of the second one, but it meant to be a little darker shade, so if you're looking for a little more tan, then probably that will be for you. I am super pale, so I picked up this Pearly Glow. And when it comes to the eyeshadow, this is their warm palette from Le Beige collection. This is what the products look like. This is the highlighter. It has a pump. And this is the eyeshadows. The packaging of the Le Beige collection is super pretty. I like how beige this is. It's just looking very special. This is the eyeshadows. These eyeshadows retails for $65 plus tax, and they were made in France. It is 18 months shelf life, and they have a whopping 0.16 ounces of product, or 4.5 grams. So here I am, nice and pale for you, well and truly ready for my makeup application. Behind the scenes, I already applied my primer, which is Embryolace. This is one of the best primers that I use at all times because I have very dry, sensitive skin, and during the winter time particularly and springtime, I have a skin of a reptile. It's all shaking, flaking, and it's not looking good. So this is one thing that is keeping my application makeup smooth. So today we're going to be talking about the latest and greatest releases from Chanel. This is the Le Beige collection 2020. This is my second installment of the product. I did buy some of the Le Beige products earlier, and then I don't know, I had a senior moment, I guess, and I just kind of like, oh, maybe I should have got that one too. And truth to be told, when I first saw this liquid highlighter that they had, there were no reviews available, and I thought maybe it's not something that I want, because I remember that they had a similar product that was kind of flat-ish round tab, but the mess that product was producing, and I went to the Chanel counter, I looked at it, and when I saw how awful it looked, I thought to myself, no. And for the longest of times I was shaming the Estee Lauder company, because one of my favorite foundations, which is Double Wear, didn't have a flicking pump, and I'm like, oh my gosh, come on, get with the program, get a pump. So they did, and I bought a pump separately, and this thing has a pump, which is a blessing. Thank you so much. So let's just begin testing the product. So this is what it looks like. They had two. One was slightly darker shade, and I picked up the Pearly Glow. This one contains 30 milliliters or 1 fluid ounces of product. It has 12 months shelf life, or at least that's what they suggest. It will stay longer in my collection, I can assure you. And it is made in France. And ta-da! It has a pump. OMG. We all love a little bit of pump, especially when it comes to the luxury cosmetics, because it is a lot of money that you're dropping buying this sort of stuff. And if it makes a mess, it's something that you feel, oh my God, did I just wasted $2 on my desk right here in the shape of dust? And I'm referring to my La Mer powder. I've made a right mess with that thing. Anyway, moving on with the Chanel. So let me give you a sample of what it looks like. So this is the packaging. Where's the focus? Focus. Okay. So this is what the packaging looks like. Very nice. I'm gonna give you a little sample test. Ooh. Very liquidy. So very bright. Oh, it has very nice fragrance. I love it. Where are my tissues? Over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am going to use this in my foundation. I don't think they suggested that, but why not, right? So for today's makeup application, I'm going to be using once again my Ultra Teint de Chanel. So we're gonna get my so much unused, whatever it is, palette. So I'm just gonna do 1, 2 pumps of the foundation, and let's just do 1 pump of this Pearly Glow. Okay, I just did something. I hope it wasn't a mistake. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just gonna mix it up. Well, let's just try it. It's different. Let's see if it will improve the ability of this foundation, which I love, but it is extremely matte. So hopefully this will become more radiant. Okay, so here I go. I'm just gonna dot it all over my face, like so. I don't have a mirror, I'm just looking in the screen here. Okay. Okay. For today's makeup application, I'm going to be using this beauty blender. It was clean, I just wiped my fingers on it. So let's just see how this is going to improve or ruin this foundation. So this is the end result of me mixing my very matte foundation with this liquid highlighter, and I must say that it actually worked. I love how radiant it looks, and it gives me that kind of pearly glow. It really is pearly. I love it. It looks nice. Now, of course, the trick will be to make sure that it's not slip sliding on my face, because normally when you do tamper with the system and change things around, it's not always working out, but we'll see. So far, I am very impressed, and my very matte foundation, as I said, is not looking so matte anymore. I love it. Please excuse all the dry flakiness in my hair. I'm getting old, that's what happens. Okay, so since we're talking about Chanel, I think I'm going to stick with the products that I have from Chanel, and I am going to move on and apply some of the concealer, because the next stage is going to be applying our eyeshadows. So as an eyeshadow base, I'm going to be using this one from NARS. To make sure that my eyelids are completely dry, I'm going to be using my Guerlain Meteorites. So this is what the box looks like. Of course, I'm going to be providing you with swatches of this palette. So this is what the palette came in, a very nice velvety pouch, and this is the actual palette. Very nice. I love the packaging. Chanel always does an amazing job when it comes to packaging. So it came with a little booklet, little instruction. I'm not sure whether this one up top is looking matte. And pans are very petite, and you do not get a lot of products by the looks of it. Yeah, 4.5 grams altogether. It is made in France, and I think I'm going to stick with the theme experiment and do something different. So I am going to try to apply these eyeshadows with the wet brushes. We'll see how it goes. I'm not quite sure whether this one in the pan is matte or it's shimmery. These guys are definitely got a bit more shimmers in them, these at the bottom, and I think it's quite clear to see. Well, it is clear to me. Hopefully you can see from my camera. I have been playing with the settings and things have changed. I'm not sure if it's for the worse, so we'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna get my NARS brush. It is somewhat flat. I am going to use my Fix Plus with the brush. and go first with this shade right here. And apply it all over my eyelid. And I'm gonna get this fluffy brush and I'm gonna go into this shade here. I don't really see much. Okay. I don't really see much opacity coming through. Maybe I'm being weird. So let's just apply with these applicators that they sent us. I'm just gonna wet it and go in the refill and see if this is, oh yeah, by far there's more payoff rather than with the brush. I just didn't see anything with brush. I did not. Okay, so far it's just okay. I did try to apply it with my wet sponge and a dry sponge. I guess the name beige should be a strong inclination, but I still would like to have a little more opacity. I guess, okay, this is what we're gonna get. Right. So in order to carry on with this eye look, I'm going to resort to my brand new magic tool. This is the crease piece item that I absolutely am loving. And today I'm going to be trying this wing shield. I'm going to grab my MAC brush, a MAC 228S, and I'm going to go into the darkest shade here. Okay, this is what I was able to achieve with this tool, which is wonderful. And I do have a full review of this kit on my channel. I'm just gonna do the little kind of like, oops, connection. I'm gonna go back into this beige shade. Before I'm going to carry on, I'm going to use my concealer, and because we're talking about Chanel products, I'm going to be using this concealer from Chanel. Before I'm going to blend concealer on my other eye, I wanted to highlight the fact that there is no fallout on these eyeshadows, practically no fallout, but they are almost invisible to begin with, so I guess it will be hard to detect. So I'm going to get my Artiste brush, which is number 1, and I'm going to go into this brown shade here. Now I'm going to get one of my clean brushes and just blend the edges a little bit with nothing on my brush. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab this beautiful kind of like shimmery super pale shade. I am going to get one of my applicators and wet it. I'm gonna go in. Okay. I don't know if you can see anything. Last but not least, I'm going to get this shade here. I'm gonna try to use my fingers, so I want to see some sort of shade or color coming through. Okay, so this is what it is on my finger. Just gonna add a little on top. I'm just actually gonna mix them together. Okay, since we're using such beige shade, I think if I'm gonna put the nude lip, it will be boring. Let's just do something fun. So I'm going to grab this lipstick. It is a Dazzle 146. This is very bright. I hope I'm not gonna regret it, but we're gonna go for it. Whew. So this is the end results for today's makeup application. It might look a little different. My lips are so bright, but I love it. I don't know why. Please let me know in the comment down below what you think about this crazy combination. So let's just begin talking about the actual makeup that we have applied, and I'm talking about Le Beige collection in particular. We only had 2 products, and let's begin with this liquid highlighter. I absolutely loved this highlighter. I did use it in my foundation. It made my foundation less matte. It is making me feel like it's more moisturizing. At the end of the day, this was never meant to be moisturizing, and therefore I apply my embryolace in order to kind of cover that part. And I loved the concoction of these 2 together. I think if you bought this liquid highlighter, please try to mix it with your foundation, and maybe it will work for you just it worked for me. At least it works with the Chanel formula. So that part is wonderful. It has very light scent that is not heavy. I think if you do not like any scent in your makeup, this is still not going to be killing the joy of using this product. Absolutely love it. I prefer to have it in my foundation rather than on the sides, but when I did use it on my sides, which I used a little bit because I have large pores and I don't want to draw more attention that they already get with these crazy studio lights, so therefore I just use very small amount, and I'm happy with the glow that it gives me. In the natural light, I went and had a cup of coffee. In the natural light you can definitely see it, but it doesn't look like it's just a disco ball hello 80s. So this one, it's a pass. I absolutely loved it. Would recommend it if you are looking for a little extra mild product that will make you feel extra special. Now going into the eyeshadows. These are what's the word for them? They are okay. First of all, this is the look that I've created. I like it, it's different, and I did use this tool, but I just did not feel like it worked very well on my eyelids, whether it's wet brush. I did try it with the dry brush. It did take a lot of rubbing and applying, and I'm not gonna lie, it's okay. The name beige screams volumes. You will have to work hard in order to see some sort of payoff of your eyeshadows. It took me a hot minute to achieve the look that I have achieved, and I had to dig hard into these eyeshadows. I will provide you swatches, and I hope that you will be able to see them. So let's just start with this one. So that's the top one that appears to be somewhat matte. Where's this focus? Come on. So that's the matte shade here. It just blends with my skin and you can't see anything really. So yeah, now going into this one here, the brown shade. This shade was the most darkest and the one that was easier to actually see. Okay, number 3 is this one. Kind of like corally pink. I just wiped my fingers so they're nice and dry. They're clean. So we're going back into this shade here. Sparkly, orangey-ish. So it goes here. And we're gonna go into this shimmery, pearly, beige, pinkish, you name it. As you could tell, I am not very good with describing colors. So, I don't know, can you see? Going back to the eyeshadows, what can I say? I am not gonna lie. This is not something that is impressing me much. They are just okay. First of all, the pans are very small. You do get a tiny bit of product. It's not a lot. The opacity is very, very passive. You have to work hard in order to achieve some sort of opacity or payoff, color payoff on my pale skin. I did use wet applicators and brushes. I did use them dry. I've tried all sorts of things. I just did the crazy dance trying to make things happen. It was a lot of work, and $65, yes. Do I think it's worth it? No, I'm sorry, Chanel. I don't think it is. It's just, maybe it's just the wrong shade for me. The shades, the warm palette, maybe it's not quite right for me. I don't know. I'm just not digging it. I really am not. And when you pay $65 for a palette that doesn't get you really a lot of product, look at it. These pans are very difficult to dig into, and I have very thin fingers and I have a real job scraping stuff in. So that is my overall conclusion is Please remember that we are all different and we have different tastes and preferences. I did love some of the products and this is one of them. Please try mix this with your foundation. I think you will love it. I definitely enjoyed my experience. It did not ruin the integrity of the foundation. So I think that is a definite yes. And on this mixed emotion note, I would like to end today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this review. Join me on my Instagram. I would love to have you, and I'll see you in my next one. But for now, it's bye-bye.